So I'm in my IntelliJ. Now let's start writing the code. So let's create a package first. So alt insert package, and this is chapter 22, and I will mark it as something as proxy pattern. Okay, proxy pattern. That's good enough. Control C to and enter. So we have got this package created in our source. Now let's create the same package in test. So alt insert package, control V, enter. So we have got the packages created in both source and test. To save some time, I will copy it, the Java POJO class from some previous chapter and then make the changes on it. So I'm going to chapter 19, the previous chapter, and copy this. So control C and control V. And I will mark it as market data with, say, proxy pattern. Proxy pattern. Okay. Okay, so we have got this market data with proxy pattern, and let me simply change this. So first of all, let me change this. I will go this randomly change this. So it has been changed. And the security ID, time, and all this, we are just going simple. We will have this string and primitive fields and getters and setters, but better to actually just recreate this all up till toString method. So we'll delete this, and let's first of all alt insert getter and setter, control A, enter. Okay, and okay, and also we have to do this toString method, alt insert toString method. Okay. Now let's implement our serialization proxy pattern as we discussed. So the first three steps are to create this private static inner class, which will be our proxy class. So let's first of all create this class as this, and define this private static nested class with all the fields same as enclosing class and marked as final. Let's do this. So let's create this private static nested class first. So I will create private static class and call it as market data proxy, and which implements serializable. Okay, this is our private static nested class, and we can see something here. So create constant field. Okay, now we also need to copy as the second step, as we discussed here, that marked as final. So with all the fields same as enclosing class and marked as final. And it should also have a single constructor. So let's implement all the three steps all together. So for the private fields, I will just go copy here. I will go here and copy this. Go down and okay. So we are here. And I will mark this all as final because we have to mark this as final here. So I'll do Shift Alt Insert, choose the column mode, go down here, then type final, and Shift Alt Insert again to come back to the normal mode. Because we have marked this final now, we have to initialize it in the constructor. But this constructor should be just using this, the third step, this inner static class should only have a single constructor for which the parameter type is the enclosing class, so that we don't have any default constructor. Let's create it here. So I will alt insert constructor, select none, because we are going to have our enclosing class here. So I'll mark it as final, market data proxy with this one, right? Our enclosing class. This is our enclosing. Okay. And here we will set all these field variables. So we can call as this dot security ID. This is our market data inner class instance is equal to enclosing dot security ID. Let me do it for similarly for other fields. So time open. Okay, so we have got all this, our inner class created with final fields, same as enclosing class field members. And we've defined a constructor which takes the enclosing class as an argument. And we set from our enclosing class instance, we set all these private field members of this inner static class. This was the first step, first three steps that we have covered. Now let's implement the write replace method in enclosing class, which returns an instance of inner proxy class using the above single constructor. Let's do it. So this is our enclosing class, and let's remove this write object because we don't need it anymore. We only need write replace, right? So I will create the system.out println. I will inside the enclosing class write replace, right? And here we will create we have to create this new. Okay, let's call this method first. Let's remove this first, because here we are going to create this market data proxy for the inner class and pass this enclosing instance here and create a constructor and return this object. So this is what we have to do. So let's make me some space here, and I will return new market data proxy and pass this instance. So essentially we are calling this constructor here that we have created in our inner class. And let's move it up so that it's our static class is below this. So for this I will do just copy this all and control shift up. Okay, so we are going this here. Okay, so we have got it here. I've just used control shift up to move it up. So now we have got write replace method as we have defined for this proxy pattern. We have got this write replace method here in our enclosing class, which returns an instance of inner selection proxy class using the above single constructor. This is what we are doing. This is our inner class here. Let me make some better space here. Now let's implement this step that implement the read object method in enclosing class, which should throw invalid object exception. So let's move this. I'll again do the same thing. I will select all and control shift up above this method now. Okay, so we are here in the write object method now. So we have got enclosing class write object method, read object method, and here we are going to throw the invalid object exception. So what I will do is that I will remove this try block first, control Y, and all this control Y. So here we have to just simply throw the exception. Throw new invalid object exception, and in the reason we can give it proxy required. So this will save us from any attack to read this original enclosing class byte streams using the read object method on the enclosing class. So this is how we are going to protect our stream of bytes. And as mentioned, it will be throwing an add exception here. So yeah. So we have implemented our write replace and read object methods as defined for the proxy pattern in the enclosing class. Now let's do the final step. Control L. The final step is we provide a read resolve method in the inner proxy pattern class, which returns the equivalent instance of the enclosing class.